and we are on the intervention for concept 3.2. It's the application problems for integers. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the information that's in the table and match it up with these times. Our first question is, what's the change in temperature from 6 a.m.? So let's see where 6 a.m. is. 6 a.m. is 11 degrees below 0. That's what the negative sign means, below 0. To 8 p.m. 8 p.m. is 6 degrees below 0. Now you'll notice I've drawn myself a line. I'm going to use that like a number line, only it's going to be a vertical number line. Think of a thermometer. So here's 0. Here's 6 degrees below 0, negative 6. Here's 11 degrees below 0. And we can see that if the temperature went from 11 degrees below 0 to 6 degrees below 0, it actually went up. How far did it go up? Well, let's count between 11 and 6. So there's negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, negative 10. Let's just mark the negative 10 right there. So it went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was a 5-degree increase in the temperature. That makes sense. The difference between 11 and 6 is 5. If you took the absolute value between 11 and 6, remember our work on absolute value back in week 1? Take the difference between 11 and 6, think of it, distance on a number line, it's going to be 5. The next question was, what's the change from 3 p.m., so there's 3 p.m., it was 9 degrees above, to 8 p.m. is 6 degrees below. So if I go back over and I figure out about where 9 would be, call that 9 degrees, it went from 9 to negative 6. That's a decrease in the temperature. So we know that in this case, the temperature had a decrease. How much of a decrease? Well, from 9 to 0 is 9, and from 0 to 6 is another 6. So if we take the 9 from 9 to 0 plus another 6, it had a 15-degree decrease in temperature. We could count that. Let's do 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We'll mark the 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if we counted these, we would count 15 spaces. Okay, there's a problem below. Why don't you pause the video, check your work on this one, see if you need to fix anything before we go over the second problem. Here is our second problem, and I'm going to get my number line. I'm going to bring it down here so I have another one to use for this problem. Same idea. Let's start by looking at the temperatures and matching them with the table. So 10 a.m. the temperature was 4 degrees. That's 4 degrees above 0. By 8 p.m. it was 6 degrees below 0. If we go over, let's put a 0 right here on our number line. And let's do 1, 2, 3, 4 degrees above 0. Now let's go down to negative 6. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6. That temperature dropped, so we know temperature going down, that is a decrease. How much did it decrease? Well, from 4 to 0 is 4. From 0 to 6 is another 6. So it decreased 10 degrees. How about from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m.? Well, 6 a.m. was 11 degrees below 0. 3 p.m. was 9 degrees above 0. So the temperature got warmer. It went up. That's an increase. How much did it go up? Well, from negative 11, whoops, I don't know why I wrote a 10 there. From negative 11 to 0 is an 11-degree change. From 0 to positive 9 is a 9-degree change. Put those together, and we have a 20-degree increase. It went up 20 degrees between 6 a.m. and 3 p.m. So there are a few different ways to think about this. Number lines work great. You can use what we did down below here. The great thing about math is you find the method that works for you. Once you're ready, go to Mr. Willmarth or Mr. Christman. Let them know that you're ready to take the test. They'll schedule you a time to come in during an SSR. In the meantime, if you're not quite ready, ask them some questions or find one of your classmates who understands this idea of temperature change and ask them to give you a little extra help.